Welcome all, welcome one. I did that backwards, but that's okay because Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is happening here right now. We're in that top 8, the tippest of toppest of 8s here, right down the schedule. I'm Risky Sweep.
I am Zoma Zamir Stills, and I am going to be partnered with my partner in crime right alongside here to deliver you some amazing action here from some amazing competitors that we've seen throughout the entire day in this game. And I'm just very excited to see where it takes us.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I know you've been in the trenches. You've been down there. You've been giving the war reports.
Yes,
happening.
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, how's that been so far? Like seeing everyone in the bracket.
First of all, it's been very cool just to see the turnout of the game. Like, so many people have showed up, showed out. One of the top 5 games in terms of entrance at this event, and it's just been so much high-level play exhibited across from so many different characters too. But it's just been also heartbreaking to see some characters, some players get knocked out in ways where you're just like, otherwise, if there weren't so many talented people here, they could have been up on the stage instead of, you know, such and such. But regardless, we're getting all of the best here, and I'm excited for you all to be able to see it like I have on the ground.
Absolutely. We were talking about it a little bit beforehand. We got a couple of Materas up in there. Zoma, you made it to top 8, by the way.
Yes,
congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. But unfortunately, can't really do nothing with it. But instead, I'm going to be here alongside you. So it's going to be a good time regardless.
I appreciate you like not leaving any person behind in the process, leaving me to fend for myself and that. But it's like kind of like going down there. Just yeah, we got the Materas, we got like Real Ice playing Zeta. You have ChrisGchaos playing. Who's playing Lucilius?
Lucilius will be Xerker, and he will be playing against Nekotech, the other Matera. ChrisGchaos, I believe, will be playing Charlotta today.
Okay.
But I know that he has been workshopping a lot of different characters. He will actually be first up in this stream, so we'll see who he pulls out of the hat, or if he's just going to go with the tried and true. But either way, he's going to have to go against Real Ice with the Zeta, a very strong character, and it's just going to be a bit of a hill to climb for whatever character's on the other end, except if you're playing Nier. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's we'll find out what happens after Arc World Tour happens at that point. Like that is like we're at that where we're like, are we going to be still playing volleyball? Actually, yeah, we were talking. I just realized there was no Nier in this top 8.
There are no Niers in this top 8.
This is weird.
No, it's super weird because in my end of pools there were no Niers, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. But there were like 2 or 3 Niers on the other side of pools. But I guess everybody else just held their ground and was able to block the unseeable 50-50.
We had the we checked for Nier infestation prior to, so just. Like it's just like you got any 2Bs, you got any Niers, just like all the way through on that. So.
Yeah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Now,
shout out! I actually like watching high level Nier, just like with Zippy and all that. Like, and I know that they're out there in Arc World Tour, like doing their best on that. So here's hoping, fingers crossed. But
yeah, honestly, Xerker does have a 2B. He has not I think he's just not as super comfortable putting it in a tournament setting right now between the Lucilius and the Cat.
That's fair.
But who knows? Maybe he sees a matchup that he likes if he gets into the bracket against the Matera, and but regardless, let's see what these two on stage have on tap.
Okay, here. So once again, this is ChrisGchaos and Real Ice coming up here. So like we were saying, Real Ice playing the Zeta. Typically ChrisGchaos with the Charlotta here, but we going in there doing the bud checks, maybe like going through picking out the finest of colors. You gotta align your fashion.
It's part of the whole mental. Like, I feel like whenever I don't get my pink ult, like it's just not it. Oh, we're gonna see ChrisGchaos actually on the Grimnir.
Oh, so that's interesting. With Grimnir being one of the new characters in Rising, being able to kind of like set up the glyphs across the screen and being able to like be a little bit more mobile. But you have to really fine tune that control to have the full capabilities of that character.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I've been able to practice against Grimnir a fair bit, and while he does not necessarily have the overwhelming strength that a lot of the top part of the cast does, he can actually still play the game in a very, very ineffective way, especially if you go against a character that doesn't necessarily have the tools to deal with your own game plan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. And not only that, but like both players are going to be vying for the sky the entire time. Like Zeta also thrives like going in there, playing with the pogo stick, like going in there, being able to kind of set up and like using the spear across the screen, going upwards and traversing on there. So it's really going to be who controls the sky first.
Here we go. We'll see right as we get started here in Game 1 of Top 8. It looks like ChrisGchaos is going to be able to take to the skies first and put Real Ice in the corner. Oh, a little tricky bit of left-right there, and going to be able to spend the 50 meter to get the seals out. and get some nice healthy damage, and then put her back in the corner for another Grimnir special.
Beautiful connecting the dots in there. Going to connect some more dots in there. Caught on the, like, trying to use a Brave Point in there, and that's a nice little perfect for ChrisKaos. The Grimnir choice looking pretty good.
Absolutely. Just making a statement to start out in round 1. Absolutely not giving Zeta room to breathe. And why would you? When you control the wind, you can control when the other person gets to breathe, take a breath, but not today.
Exactly here. Going in, we're getting a little bit more pressure. Finally finds a hit in there. We're going to get the wall bounce on there afterwards. Going to go like the spear up the eye. Yeah, cancel out of there. Just going to use a little bit of the ultimate skill in there to get the follow up, and gets the reset in there to get more additional damage in there. Both players on 3 Brave Points here. Has plenty to work with on that.
Yeah, really tricky setup that Real Ice employed as ChrisKaos is gonna go into the install to get the seals out. But a real tricky setup that he had, because JU from Zeta is so threatening that they just went in with a normal and then went right into the fuzzy overhead after the first interaction.
Okay, a little bit of air dash, a pause in the on the tech on the grab there. Use the Brave Point to get out of the situation there, and that was wise for Real Ice there to actually be able to get the hit and get the knockdown, making it 1-1 here.
Yep, it was a chip situation as well, so even if they blocked that normal, the beam probably would have come out, so it was pretty much a checkmate situation. Real Ice able to use that to take the round and make it even here.
Yeah, a little bit of with Real Ice, Zeta's been kind of keeping back a little bit, just kind of waiting to see where ChrisKaos ends up here, and it's been working out pretty well. We're already back in the corner. Canceling out one more ultimate for the road here. Going into the pogo, and with the active frames coming into handy here. We're going to repeat that second verse, same as the first here. Going to spin a little Brave Point to get that extra Skybound Arm in there, just for the cherry on top.
Yeah, that jumping 5U, so threatening, and when you get that forward throw, it is such a precarious situation to be in on defense, and Real Ice knowing that Grimnir being on the back foot, thinking about all those options, the tried and true empty jump throw is going to close out game 1 here in winter semifinals.
ChrisKaos originally came out looking very strong in there, and Real Ice was able to kind of maintain composure and keep it up. He's been playing Zeta for a very long time, since vanilla, so no doubt knows everything about this character.
Yeah, and it just helps that in this iteration, Zeta is just that much stronger, having the explosive damage off the U skill. But we're seeing ChrisKaos starting to impose his will, forcing Real Ice to spend a bravery point to try to get some room out of the corner. Oh, but the parry is actually going to get blocked, but still able to continue the combo on the other side, get some nice damage, and Goffs to go into the super, take a bravery point, and now a 10% debuff on damage is going to be in effect. But it didn't matter because didn't get anything off that Raging Strike, and that is going to be round 1.
One of those things where had an extra bravery point, could have spinned it to get away there. Maybe it was not ready, or maybe a little bit too late on the input there. And unfortunately, when you do that like that, you end up getting a free combo on the end of that. So that Real Ice is on set point.
Didn't have to spend the 25 meter that he didn't have either, because it was just a normal hit. So really good situation there for Real Ice, enabling him to take this game here. But now, again, ChrisKaos putting Real Ice in a bind.
All right, that's already set up here. Immediate use of the ultimate skill. Going to use that whole meter, get a little bit of refunded back on there in the process. Already corner to corner on there, and the DP to get out of the situation for ChrisKaos.
Spending bar on one end, and then ChrisKaos spending bar in return to get out of harm's way, and then further spending the meter to close out the round and make it even in game 2. So ChrisKaos saying, you want to spend some cash? I got some of my own. Pull out the bands, put it on the table. Say VIP seats more than one person.
Yeah, definitely one of those episodes of Storage Wars or whatever. Everyone trying to show the cash out, showing what's in the locker. And what is in the locker of ChrisKaos as going in here, get in with the DP, follow up. Here, set up on the single glyph in there, kind of waiting out, see where Real Ice is going to jump in there. On the other hand, nice little jump in hit there in the falls. And yeah, going to push out, spin a little bravery point to get out there.
Oh, I really love using the parry to go against them spending the bravery point on the guard cancel, and now you're going to get pushed into the corner in a really sticky situation, JU, and no BP to guard cancel, so you are at the mercy of Zeta corner pressure.
A brief pause in there, didn't reach with the grab in there, but tried to set up the glyph in there, and just the low is all it takes for Real Ice to be moving on into the, I believe, winners finals.
Yes, sir. A strong showing from Real Ice with a strong character, and when you have the tools that Zeta does, it's very important that you're able to use all of them effectively, especially against an opponent like ChrisKaos, who was starting out so strong, especially in game 1. but Zeta just having all of the answers and able to right the ship and steer them into winners finals.
Yeah, Grimnir is one of those characters, especially like you don't see a whole lot of representation of, especially like in top tier play. I know Diaphone was playing that character for a little bit. I do know like some other people have been fine-tuning that character, but like there's the initial unrecognizable like aspects of that as you're going in there. It's like, oh, here's the tempo, here's the pace. We're playing at a 4/4 rhythm. We gotta find where we're going in here, and like it felt like Real Ice was really trying to find that rhythm at the very beginning, but found it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just threatening that JU once they had them in the corner, the most advantageous position for Zeta, just throwing out a wealth of different mix opportunities, pressure opportunities, and you can only guess right so many times, and then you just go with the simple empty jump throw and then just run up with the low, and you're just thinking, I covered so many options, how could I forget about the thing that every character in this game has? But that's just what it does sometimes.
Yeah, like it's like I've covered every aspect of me. I'm protected from the elements. I'm here. Why is my basement leaking? All of a sudden, oh, I got hit with the low. There it is. There it goes. We're out of it. And that's how it goes. Like with like there's overwhelming pressure from Zeta.
Yeah, unfortunately in this game, there's no insurance for Zeta JU. You're not going to get anything back for that. I really wish so too, because that character, playing against her, when I see that JU come out mentally, I just go, all right, so the next game, my game plan is, but yeah, it is very scary. And Real Ice fully aware of that and able to use that threat to his advantage and then just go with just the vanilla options.
Yeah, no, like just nice and clean from Real Ice there, just like you want the ice. It looks like we do have NYChrisG coming up here against SenpaiSpyder. I do know that ChrisG is also in Marvel Top 8 on the other stream. Shout out to Scruffy City FGC, the stream that I help co-host with alongside of the Knoxville, Tennessee folks on there. So they've been doing a fantastic job all weekend, just as the crew here on the main stream has as well. But we're going right into it here. No hesitation. The Lowain, like you said earlier, versus the Matera with SenpaiSpyder.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Lowain opting to play keep away a lot against some characters. I know personally as a Vera player, Lowain is an extremely annoying character to play against. But when you have Matera and zoning is kind of your MO, maybe you just, you're content to just let them scoot on back there and just say, all right, I have the real estate. But we look like we're getting a button check here before getting into things.
Yeah, definitely on the button check here. Just, you're right. With the zoning, like, there's no reason to anything that outside of a couple, like throwing out the Catalina bot in there, being able to kind of like at least heal a little bit with food options and all that, or try to like maybe like set up some parry if you're trying to approach in there. There's really not a whole lot Lowain can do against Matera from a distance there, unless you like they have meter, call you Yggdrasil, but most top players know those options, hopefully, or they don't play enough Mario Party.
I was about to say, like, once the Mario Party minigame comes out, there's different types of Mario Party minigames. You have the skill ones, you have the RPS one, or the test your luck ability of it, but sometimes
the one where they take 14 stars from me for some reason. I'm not bitter.
Yeah, definitely not speaking from experience.
But already going in there, using like the 5L to try to stop the approach a little bit in there. One butterfly already been used. The second one, keeping you away, and their zoning has begun.
Yep, SenpaiSpyder, after just popping the first Zephyr, not able to get anything going after ChrisG blocked that interaction, just says, all right, I'll just scoot on back and just play the zoning game, the true to form character for Matera.
Yeah. All right, was able to jump away from it, trying to find a way to approach here. Just kind of keeping it easy. And there it is, the pyramid attack coming out to play there. Kind of in there, and the threat in there, just like kind of baiting on there. SenpaiSpyder not falling for it. Blocked both lows here, and we're just back to neutral.
Yep, scooting on out of there. Almost found their way out of the corner as well, but finding themselves back in there. But when Lowain is devoid of any meter, not the scariest situation, and then you're still able to set up the butterflies, get the zoning game going, and now the onus is on ChrisG without the resources, without the meter, to try to find the way back in.
All right, trying to use the Catalina bot. We use the lasers on there. And there, the 5L hits with SenpaiSpyder, just getting hits where they count. A slow-moving game so far.
Yeah, I think SenpaiSpyder very content with the pace of this game. ChrisG maybe not necessarily familiar with having to play from a distance against this character and maybe use the entire game clock, but he's probably going to have to figure out how to play at this pace if he can't find a way in. But a dash L counter hit is going to help you a little bit.
I don't like that. Like got away, like try to send away the boys, but at the same time, I had enough time to block on the far end. And yeah, keeping it nice and simple. SenpaiSpyder gets that round down with 14 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, answering both times to the human pyramid attack, not flinching in the face of the Mario Party minigame. Says, I've been around the block. I've had GameCube, I've had N64, I've had Nintendo Wii. Heck, I've even had the Wii U.
Oh,
so
and the 3DS version.
Oh my goodness, you are a legend, my friend. So there we go. ChrisG now actually able to get in, but not able to convert into anything meter as SenpaiSpyder takes the opportunity to slide on in there with the sweep.
Yeah, catches on it, get the follow-up with the butterfly out in play. Gets a little bit of damage, and I like that. Keep it away there. It's still working. Why not change it until you got the opportunity to get in there and get that full combo?
Yep, the empty jump low off of Xerker. So tricky to block against Matera in the corner when she has that, and we saw that SenpaiSpyder was able to use that to take the distance and take the first game here in winner semi. So he is up 1-0 over ChrisG. We'll see if the Lowain has any answers or if SenpaiSpyder is just going to keep on sliding as they slide into winners finals and meet real ice there.
Okay, try to use a parry to get approach in there, but didn't get a connection there on the front end. And SenpaiSpyder are going to get a little bit of a punish from that as part of that here. And we're back in it. Butterfly's coming out the bay. We want to keep you at bay. We're going to Dollywood.
And just slowly inching ChrisG into the corner, not even allowing them to set up the Mecha Cat, forcing them to spend the BP. Now that 10% debuff is coming into effect. Those arrows are now going to start to add up a little bit more.
All right, back into the human pyramid attack here. Does get a catch on there. The Roman candles coming out the party. Yeah, how many can you get nowadays, right?
How many bottles are being ordered? Bottle service is just in full effect here, forcing SenpaiSpyder to spend some meter to get on out of there. ChrisG, though, going to be able to get the conversion on the counter hit and take the first game in game 2.
And that's how easy it goes, like from there. Like you let Lowain get that one hit in there from the pyramid attack, and suddenly you're having to deal with you're dealing with a party. Like three's not a company, three's a party.
And it was just party time from there, but SenpaiSpyder just trying to be the party police and just poo-poo on their good time, setting up the zoning that I think a lot of people in chat are not very much, they wouldn't consider that to be a party.
Exactly. Oh yeah, we're raining down the arrows on there, getting a couple little hits in there. SenpaiSpyder just trying to return back into that zoning game. Throwing it out there, yeah, blocks it on the wheel in there. Tried to use the U skill to get out there, but now getting the throw.
I love ChrisG on the approach too. Saw the butterfly going slowly over his head into his space and just opting to just run on through it so it wouldn't even be a factor. As now he's able to get the HPA going. SenpaiSpyder has been 2 out of 3, but that third one costing him that first game, but answers correctly this time.
And I like that SenpaiSpyder was not even trying to do like the fancy thing like evade or anything, just block. It was like block high, block low, just keeping the timing on the pyramid attack, just ready for it.
Yeah, just stay high, and then when you see them start to crouch, block low, and then put yourself out of harm's way with, maybe one crossover, but nothing super crazy. Just get out of the corner and just mitigate the damage while you can. But yeah, SenpaiSpyder showing that he's very keen on the defensive end against an otherwise tricky character.
Indeed. Get that very low anti-air in the follow-up here, trying to save any approach from ChrisG here. This is set point for SenpaiSpyder, but we're going to get the extension, use that brave point.
Yeah, I think try to go for an empty jump Xerker, but going to spend the great fall and send them right back to square one. Actually going to opt to run up to ChrisG. Interesting. Ooh, tried to Xerker on out of the corner, but gets caught on the other side by ChrisG. Now the corner carry from the dive.
Uses the U skill to jump over, uses the second double jump to get away from getting the setup. Does get the follow-up and goes ahead and uses most of the meter there, like to use U skills here, but you're going to have to deal with the pyramid attack one more time.
The HPA, the bane of a lot of people's existence. Going to get caught low, though, but not going to be able to get the final hit from the boys. Oh my gosh!
Try to go for the try to break free from that, and it was just like that was too far away and got punished for it, and ChrisG got that match.
Yeah, both of them laughing it off. Very much a wonky interaction, but what else can you expect when you have a character like Lowain getting his win condition? What he wants is just to make the game as goofy as possible,
yeah.
And we got that in spades there.
Yeah, it's few and far between when I see that actually fully whiff on the other side when you're trying to use a bravery point on that, to deflect on there. So it's going back to the character select screen. Go to think about that for a second. Keep it easy and like how SenpaiSpyder's been playing Matera most of the time.
Yeah, it's just sometimes when you get hit with something really crazy like that, you just got to take a breather and just reassess the situation and then just not get overwhelmed, not get thrown off of your game plan, and just go right back on, because we saw in game 2, especially towards the tail end, he started to force the issue a little bit more. Like after that great fall, he ran up rather than trying to set up the zoning. So maybe he thinks he was playing a little bit outside of himself, but it looks like we're already actually going with the Xerker. Interesting.
All right, already, yeah, you're going to get caught by the butterflies afterwards here. You're all the way in the corner here, trying to dodge away here from all the arrows. Actually able to get away from the great fall, but throwing out the Catalina bot on the other side here. Interrupted by Matera here.
All right, now we're still setting up the thing. Not going to use Xerker to get on in there, but ChrisG not necessarily doing his best to take real estate back at this point.
Okay, did get the U skill off of there, but did get tripped by the boys. And here we go, pyramid attack one more time.
All right, SenpaiSpyder gonna actually get caught low again. This time able to convert into the final attack from the boys. Gonna get caught trying to use a bravery point on Raging Strike, and then an empty throw right on in there, and then a low hitter to close it out. Yeah. Getting a little bit scrambly there at the end, but having the ability to handle the scramble is so key against Lowain.
Right. I think ChrisG had the right idea of mind to finish the attack early on there, keep SenpaiSpyder in the corner there, but was just a couple hits away from being down for the round here, and we're back on set point for SenpaiSpyder.
Yep. Counter hit on the 5L, going to get things started. Send ChrisG right back onto the other side of the island.
All right, catching on. Yeah, you get the 2 hits on the medium version of that jumping attack.
We see SenpaiSpyder doing a much better job of trying to control the approach, but as I say that, ChrisG able to cross over on in there and get the frame trap in there to get a nice corner combo going. What are we opting for? Are we going to spend the bar, or we're setting up the boys?
We are not. The idea was to do a flash kick, but it was like, didn't do anything. The answer was nothing at all. Just block it on there, realized that the reversal was coming, and got to punish it, the result of it.
Yeah, with such a high RPM character like Lowain, you don't often think about them just holding still when they're in the face, but that's exactly what had ChrisG take the game here, and just doing the, you know what, I'll just sit here and wait. I know that you're expecting something from me, so I'm just going to pull out my trump card, doing nothing.
SenpaiSpyder is like, what if I took a risk here? And it turns out that was the one time. The one time that was not needed.
All right, so now SenpaiSpyder trying to get that approach game going, but ChrisG was able to respond effectively to that zoning. But as I say that, ChrisG is going to get caught from a Xerker overhead. SenpaiSpyder forcing the issue very selectively now.
All right, trying to keep it bay, using a lot of that 5L in there. Does the Bison slide into the Catalina bot, and actually gets the follow up with the great fall U skill on there, and a big anti-air with the big counter on there afterwards here.
Yeah, that was a deep hitting move, so I'm actually shocked that Matera was able to get the 2H active in time to counter hit. But as now the HPA comes out, let's see if we can pass the pop quiz, or we're just going to get a big old F on the paper, the red counter hit to go along with it.
The guard crush on there, immediately using those skills 1-1 here. And that's going to be it. SenpaiSpyder moving on with a nice little hit at the end there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the scrambly situations just kept coming and coming, especially as we kept getting deeper into the games. But SenpaiSpyder just holding steady on the defensive end and then choosing the right time to throw out that 2M, getting the counter hit, setting them or putting them in a state that allows them to link into that arrow and then take the round there. But man, it was getting a little bit dicey for him.
Yeah, no, definitely felt like I think the Desire hadn't really pulled out a risk outside of using the Great Fall, the U skill, which is basically Matera's only true reversal outside of spinning Skybound art on that. Was able to at that point was trying to think, it's what if I just do it here on that, and because the Great Fall was working there, and maybe was from there, but ChrisG realized that, took a step back, was able to get the full punish, and had the corner at that, which is where Lowain exactly wants you. I mean, every character wants you in the corner, but Lowain especially wants you to stay in timeout.
Yeah, you got so many tricks in the bag with Lowain when you have them in the corner. I mean, he's a tricky character all around, but like you said, especially in the corner, there's just so many things he throws at you, quite literally. Yeah. And it can be just a precarious situation, but noting again, SenpaiSpyder with a character that's not really known for, being steady in corner defense, just opting to say, you know what, I'll block it out, and then when I find the right time, throw out that 2M and get it and get the win.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of good keep out situation happening from SenpaiSpyder, using that 5L in there just to stop like the most direct approach in there, just because you can just kind of, you can throw that out, like you can't really get that much punish on a whiff from that move. It's just, it hits, it's a low in there. You got to watch your feet in the process, so it really stops on the approach in there from there as well.
Yeah, so very good display from both of them. ChrisG not going to be going too far, going to go right down onto losers alongside Chris Chaos. So we'll see more from those two competitors. But right now on stage, we have Xerker and we have Professor Nekotech. So we're going to see some more Matera action. And we're going to see on the other side from Xerker, the Lucilius pop on out of here. One of the first DLC characters in the game. And in my opinion, a very underrated character.
Yeah, no, the like with this is a character that really felt like, especially in the terms of like the first character we had in the DLC for the season pass, and we had some people playing this and exploring this character a little bit. I mentioned Diaphone earlier. Did did a little bit more than I was seeing before in the past, but it was also like a lot of it's like, well, this takes a lot of work. These skills have cooldowns, and you got to wait time, and people are impatient.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The game allows you to just get so many immediate options. So Lucilius, not necessarily the most attractive character, and has a low skill floor for people who don't want to manage that resource, don't want to spend a little bit more time to get their game plan going. But I think in the hands of the right person, and I think Xerker is definitely one of those people, Lucilius can just be a threat anywhere on the stage and cover so many different matchups, including against Matera, has the ability to counter zone. So we'll see what answer Nekotech has on the other end, or will Lucilius be able to impose his ungodly will?
Yeah, I like that they got all the way through the intro and then they skipped it at the very end there. But regardless here, Xerker versus Professor Nekotech, we're seeing that on a little bit. Lucilius has a little bit further range to work with there, has those big three swords for a reason there, can use that, especially from the huge stance in there. We already seen a little bit of skills build up there. You see the counter at the top there. The more you use it, you gotta wait for it to, the cooldowns get less and less over time here. And here we go with the Lucilius damage.
Yeah, a good thing that Xerker did with the Lucilius, as he gets that empty jump low, not able to confirm into it though, but reacted to the butterfly with U Fireball, getting the counter hit and able to push for Nekotech into the corner. But as I say that, Nekotech hopping right over that Fireball with the Zephyr, and now getting things started here.
I love that they're answering what we're talking about on there. I had an immediate answer for that using the U skill on there. Going to get the punish on there afterwards here, and we're back into neutral.
Yeah, just feeling each other out. Who wants to strike first? I think now that M teleport gonna find this mark again. Just opting, we were saying neutral, but then just skipping on in there to say, hey, if you block this, I'm +4. So, but if you get hit, I win. So great assessment of risk reward, gonna enable Xerker to take the first game.
Yeah, the longer the round goes on, the easier it is for Lucilius to get those skills out there and have more plus frames, have more damage to deal with here. And this is a problem, especially when you're playing a zoning character.
Oh, for sure. Being able to counter zone is just such an important skill, obviously against somebody like Matera, but they answer that with their own U skill. So the clash there, able to get Nekotech some breathing room in this neutral, but Xerker is still kind of sitting pretty, but only has 1 bar of the blade meter.
Oh yeah, try to with the slide in there, a dangerous situation there, was a little bit far away, managed to get out of that, but already back into sending out the fireball from the distance here. Almost got into the corner there, got a little bit of push out with the arrows.
Yeah, maybe not have been able to get any offense started, but I do like them throwing out that fireball in response to the butterfly, because then Matera can't use that, because she has to respect that fireball like she had to right there, but not able to get it confirmed off of it, just a little bit too far away for it to link into anything meaningful.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, you're in the air. It's my turn to play. Let me get you down, knocked down here. Let me get 1-1.
Quick response there with the Super Sky, or the Skybound art rather, to just get the big old damage on in there while you were trying to jump on in there. Air unblockable, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and now already going in for the Bison Slide early on here. Get the follow-up. We're going to play with both of them. Going in for the 5L just to get a couple of love taps after there on the process.
Yep, the Zephyr corner offense is now starting on there, waiting for Xerker to fall to it, but Xerker just remaining calm, blocking the overhead both times.
All right, keeping the distance here. More 5Ls coming out to play.
You see Xerker being very selective on when he wants to throw out that fireball, as he's very low on the blade meter, so he has to make sure that interaction counts. But Nekotech not giving him any chance to start stacking up moves to get that meter built.
All right, yeah, immediate to use skill. Got the surprise in there, but no follow-up on there, just got the little hit. And we're kind of keeping back here. 55 seconds on the clock here. And you know, one thing noted, Lucilius has not really used many of the skills there. Still working on like the level 1 gauge.
No, and it was interesting enough too, because in the first game, he still didn't really have that much blade meter either, but was still able to get the right hits at the right time with that medium teleport. But Xerker only used it once so far in this game, or in this round rather.
Right.
Oh, but gonna get caught with the Zephyr overhead, but not gonna link into anything that will close the round. So Xerker still sitting on a new lease on life, but as I say that, running right into the arrows on the part of Nekotech, throwing out that ultimate skill and closing out game 1.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was like, okay, this time to approach in here. Let me throw it out here. Let me stop that approach as I go in here, and sure enough, like the arrow rang true.
Now, Xerker had talked a little bit before this set whether or not he wanted to go a different character, perhaps the Catalina, but he was sitting there thinking about it, and I think he is opting. He saw a lot of what he liked in that first game against Nekotech with the Lucilia, so we're going right on back in there.
Okay. So, wait, did these two fight in Winterside, or?
No, they actually did not fight. We was just kind of workshopping it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Just kind of theory crafting what he wanted to do for this matchup, because Nekotech, a very noteworthy player. As I say that, why he's noteworthy, able to react to the M teleport that time with a nice 2H counter hit. But yeah, he was thinking, against someone like Nekotech, I have to have a lot of different plans ready in case things go south. But things seem to be going a little bit south here, as Nekotech just have Xerker on the back foot here early.
Yeah, all right, catches on with the medium, the 5 medium on there on the process here. Kind of keeping the back a little bit more here.
Throwing out that arrow there, not going to find its home. Just going to throw the light teleport on in there, but that one is not plus. Nekotech using that to take his turn back and get some nice little lights on in there.
Yeah, set point for Professor Nekotech, giving us a lesson in damage here in the process. Catching on, we're getting in with the light down low, reaching low here. Did try to go for the grab and got a whip punish as a result from it.
Yeah, the shimmy was there, but not able to convert it into anything meaningful. Again, Xerker is finding these touches, but just seems to be missing the mark on converting them into things that are going to shorten the game and put Nekotech in an unfavorable situation.
Was that like an attempt at doing the U teleport there? That was just like stymied out there?
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, Nekotech in this round especially has just had the answer to all of the gimmicks that Lucilius is throwing out there. Just stopping the U fireball with the arrow, because that does have the startup. So there you go.
All right, trying to do that again. Gotta keep this. And then Professor Nekotech just like standing back. It's like, oh, you're approaching me? I'm like, I don't need to approach you. You need to come to me. And sure enough, finally, when that happens, Professor Nekotech strikes.
Yeah, I think Xerker was just slowly thinking that inching Matera into the corner, making Nekotech a little bit more afraid, not giving her the real estate that she so wants to have the zoning game plan, would help him get his offense started. But Nekotech, much like the other Matera brethren on the other side of the bracket, just remaining so calm, just giving up that space, and then right at the right moment, answering with a button, and then closing it out.
Oh, it's like you think I was just gonna like hold down back in the corner? You thought I was scared? No, you're coming to me. I'm a fox here. Here we go.
Like, everybody came to see me. I'm one of the favorite characters in the game. Nobody, well, I don't know. Is Lucilius pretty popular in the Granblue?
I think people like the character but it's kind of like going back and forth. I don't think I've seen a lot of like in the Granblue side. Yeah, I think it's very popular. But like on the mobile game version.
Gotcha.
But that is most of the side I'm playing on the Versus Rising, and they're kind of getting me to finally start downloading, maybe use those codes that were included in with the game at some point. So I'm getting there. Side games. I bought Shadowverse cards the other day. You got me on your list.
All right, and unfortunately, with that win from Nekotech, that means Xerker will be out of the bracket. But an otherwise impressive run, swapping between, I think, both the Lucilius, the Cat, and I think the 2B also made some leeway in the bracket. So Xerker really displaying a good sense of mastery with, the fundamentals of the game, and then also being able to swap between 3 different characters. Just a very impressive display of skill on his part. So hopefully he doesn't hang his head too low. That was a heck of a run by him. And of course, you got to be on stage, and everybody saw you really try your darndest and have just a really strong start, but Nekotech just able to figure it out at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. No slouch on that. And this is a time of, like, where people, like, especially coming from vanilla version, like I know Xerker was playing vanilla as well, like kind of going in there playing with new characters and trying different stuff out there, and finding out that there's Granblue is a game where I like playing with different characters and trying to figure them out. I feel like I have a better chance of like kind of like playing and tinkering around with these characters and understanding the cooldowns and kind of going through than I would like for a game, for a more complicated game like, you know, the Tekken move list, for example. On that, I think there's a lot of depth to Granblue Fantasy Versus in there in the process, but there's still like, if I just wanted to pick up a character and like let me take 2 hours and learn Cagliostro or something, and like sure enough I can. I'll you know, do the Kirby the Kirby down B, do the statue on there. It's like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that ultimate spare body is mayonnaise. But going to that point of being able to pick up and learn different characters, the game gives you so many different resources and things just in training mode alone, where they lay out like basic combos, simple strategy, simple counter strategy, so you can, you know, get in there, not necessarily have to have a Chrome tab open on the other side, have Dust Loop open, just trying to figure out, piece things together. The game offers its players a good starting point, so it enables so many people to sort of figure out not just how to play characters, but maybe some basic steps to play against characters.
Yes.
So I think that is really, really cool that Side Games and ArcSys included that in the game to help the player base sort of learn and evolve in a very quick pace and enable people to have such a deeper understanding of the game, and also lead to greater matches for us to, you know, sit and watch, and also enable other people to just make each other better in the process of playing those matches.
Absolutely, make it more accessible, especially in game, to kind of figure out. It's like, oh, here's these combo routes, showing like the amount of time and like showing you the exact training mode setup that you need for it. It is a very welcoming feature that I want to see. I think more games are being more and more like they're recognizing the situation of that, but. Like we're going back to the skies. We got Grimnir, we got ChrisKaos versus Fairy here.
Yep, GGC. A little bit of transparency with you, chat. GGC is actually the one that sent me into Losers. Very strong Fairy player. I've seen him play at a couple of different events. Don't know if we're going to get a button check or we're just going to get going.
I think we're going into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, GGC, as I was saying, very a veteran with the Fairy, one of probably a long-standing character of his, not really going with any other character for any other matchup.
Yeah, already kind of like into the corner we go here, and there's like another long-range character that you like with Fairy that you have to deal with here. You do have ways to like kind of like call down from the sky, but you got to really like play and fine-tune where they are, because not all of the Fairy's DPs are unblockable. For example, like you gotta use meter and resources to make that happen. So
yep. So ChrisKaos is gonna probably, as we saw there early, try to get his foot on the pedal as early as he can to run the race in his favor. But GGC LOL is starting to get things here, getting the GG on the floor, pushing ChrisKaos into the corner, so we'll see if we can get some nice offense on his part.
All right, getting a little bit of life here on the other side, like kind of like sitting in the approach, immediate try to like predicting some movement there, like with throwing out the whip there, evading a lot on ChrisKaos' side, in fact.
Oh yeah, being able to evade the whip and call it out is such a great way to be able to get your game plan started. Otherwise, you're just at the mercy of her very strong pokes. But as I say that, you are at the mercy of the wall bounce on the 50% ultimate skill, but we're going to spend that 50% right back to get the ultimate Beppo call to get him off you.
All right, got in there with the 2L into the dash throw, but unfortunately we're right back at where we started here. Using the whip to get on the other side and got the hit.
Yep, not going to be enough to take the round, but going to get the overhead from the seal to get that win, as I mentioned before. So, you know, showing that little bit of trickiness. Grimnir just enabling to get the book going, setting up those seals anywhere on the screen. You just have to throw out a lot of different movement options and put that in the back of GGC's mind. GGC not able to respond in time.
Yeah, and now we're getting back to like kind of what you expect to see in a lot of Fairy gameplay. Get the knockdown like from a distance. Send out your friends to go and like set up the traps in there in the process here. That was not, we were not seeing a lot of that from GGC LOL in that process. ChrisKaos was just overwhelming with force.
Yeah, I think it's also too that ChrisKaos not necessarily sitting still, allowing GGC to get everything started. So just using the movement options that Grimnir has, while either just sitting back and then selectively finding a way in with the lariat, or just setting up those seals and using that to cover his air movement.
Okay, yeah, I got hit by some active frames from the whip earlier here. We're going back, going to spin like a brave counter for like use the brave point for that.
Yep, tick throw into the setup. GG on the floor, able to shock the competition. GG coming right back on out of there, says, "You called, mama. I'm here to help you out."
I got the static sheets here. I just went through a load in the laundry here. Like, feel the shock, feel the static.
Yep. Everybody is equal in the eyes of GG. small as it may be, it is a menace.
All right, yeah, again, they're kind of getting through with the evade here, trying to get a Croach in there, but you get the knockdown in here. Time to play the game, like send out the spirits.
I'm trying to march out ahead of the seals to prevent Chris Chaos to be able to use those. Going to spend the 50% on the DP. So now Chris Chaos finding himself right back out, but going to try to get the seals on out of there with the heavy skill. Yeah,
actually was in a precarious situation there with got hit in the air with GG and then got followed up in there. Like if it didn't get hit or get him block on there, would get knocked down. But we're still getting knocked down. ggclol getting the match here.
Yeah, we were talking about how it seemed that ggclol was not very well composed in the face of the aerial movement options on the part of Chris Chaos, but you know, when you're able to get things set up, that just doesn't become a factor because you're playing your game.
Exactly. Already back in there. GG coming out to play here. Does get the little bit of hit there, and we're just kind of avoiding the whirlwinds.
Yeah, that whirlwind can be easily spot dodged because it does have a little bit of startup before it makes its way across the screen.
Going in there, trying to use the glyph to get onto the other side here. Still active there, and was able to try to bait out some movement there, but unfortunately got whipped in the process.
Yeah, all these pokes finding their mark, and GG able to help extend that combo. And what's also going to help extend the combo is that, oh my gosh, that spin of the BP into the very tricky side switch there to get that first round here. And now ggclol threatening set point.
Okay, yeah, immediately thought kind of jumping in there, just threw out the DP just to stop any sort of approach, even on the block there.
Yep, seals getting set out there. Chris Chaos immediately opting to just not let ggclol get anything started. But one thing that ggclol is pretty apt to do in certain situations, especially on the defensive end, is immediately use that BP to get out of harm's way.
The 2U coming out, and Chris Chaos getting the punish on there. We're going all the way almost into the other corner here. Got hit the running overhead in the process there, forcing the Brave counter to come out from ggclol. Only has one remaining here.
5H is going to keep him pinned, set up that whirlwind setup. Pretty tricky to deal with at that moment. Now you got no more BP, so you're going to have to hold that next mix if you get it. Yeah. But GG going to make sure that you have a little bit more time before you got to worry about that and get a BP back with the super skybound art. ggclol saying, I'm not out of it yet.
No, not out, gone, but that's going to be a chunk of damage, but that's not a whole lot of damage in there. You still got a whole third and more on the life bar to deal with here, and you only have a couple of hits until you're knocked down into set point.
Yeah, it's tricky because Fairy has to win a lot more interactions against Grimnir, who otherwise wouldn't have to, or has to win some a considerable amount of interactions too. But comparatively speaking, if he just finds that one well-placed lariat like we're seeing right now, he can rack it up real quick.
All right, immediate use of the glyphs in there. Yeah, using the Brave counter, and I like that idea in there just to get out of the corner to prevent them from being used. Unfortunately, gets hit with a big counter in the process there. They're still active here, and you're going to get knocked down with the recovery there on the follow-up.
Yeah, got caught trying to cross over out of the corner, but Grimnir all the wiser. What a wacky interaction of ultimate skills there, but nothing really, other than a trade and a really interesting freeze frame.
Yeah, just at the very tip at the end there. Got another caught as Grimnir, as Chris Chaos was trying to go in there. The follow-up with the U-skill version of the DP going in there one more time. Want to keep the distance into medium range.
Yeah, sending out the fireballs too. We're going to see who cracks underneath the pressure in neutral. Chris Chaos just opting to just waddle back and forth, threaten different approach options, but ggclol going to get the party started, trying to run up throw, but not going to find his mark. Chris Chaos going to jump on out of there,
that was enough.
And the whip is going to be enough to secure the set. 2-1 over Chris Chaos. My goodness gracious, what a closeout from ggclol, who found himself down the game, but was just stuck gung-ho with the plan. 1-2 games, taking the set.
Yeah, as soon as was able to get anything done, as soon Fairies want one thing when they get the knockdown, and that is I want to set up the traps. I want to make sure that you are uncomfortable in your current situation, and I'm going to be there all the way to make sure that that remains the situation.
Yeah, it was getting really, again, you get that trap out of there, and it becomes just a whole different game because Grimnir, much like Fairy, does not have that DP to get on out of harm's way for a lot of those situations. So the onus was on him to sort of hold steady in the face of those weird setups that, it could come from any angle. So you saw the crossover, we saw the instant overhead, we saw the low, we saw everything. So it's just a lot of coverage, and ggclol fully aware of that, just using that to be able to take control of the set.
I gotta see. I go back on like the Grimnir U skill with the drill coming across there, and ggclol having just enough time to recover and be able to do a punish at the very tippest of ranges there. That is something I'm definitely going to go back and look at, because that was insane.
Yeah, I am still kind of trying to find words as to how exactly. Well, first of all, if I was in that moment on that stage, I would just be just taken aback. I would just be aghast, just not knowing how to process that in the moment. But both of them were just able to really recollect themselves and then just try to establish neutral again. So it was interesting.
So. All right, we're gonna go.
Comes out and struts their stuff on the stage here.
Absolutely, like I don't think anywhere nowhere is like Atlanta convention cosplay in any case, but MomoCon especially goes to the highest level.
All righty, now we're gonna see Real Ice on the Zeta against the Matera on the other end in SenpaiSpyder, as we're in winners finals here. We're getting pretty close to that grand final spot. We're getting deep into the bracket here, deep into the top 8. And it's only going to get better. We've had some great action thus far. I'm excited to see where it's going to take us now.
Yeah, this is, winners finals, 3 out of 5 at this point here. And we are, like, this is, I feel like, and I need to go back and look at my notes here, I feel like these two have probably fought each other many times, especially, but like, especially, like, I mean, like, I see them at the, like, same CEO or so, like, CEO taco events and whatnot. I know Real Ice goes to a lot of them, but we're going to see them right here, right now, in front of all of us here. Winners finals, let's go.
Yep, the Zeta on one end, Matera on the other. This matchup is going to be very interesting because, as we've seen earlier in the bracket, Matera's MO is just to get that party started with the zoning, throw out the butterflies, throw out the arrows. But now he's going against a character that has a U-beam that goes into some ginormous damage, so that's going to be in the back of the head. But we'll see what SenpaiSpyder's game plan is and if Real Ice is able to respond in kind.
Yeah, there's a little bit of startup to the fireball at the beginning there on the Rhapsody that gets followed up on there, that preventing from SenpaiSpyder on there. This time, the third time it's got snuffed out, actually.
Yeah, SenpaiSpyder, again, just being fully aware of what Real Ice wants to do to try to get some real estate and not giving him any room to get that started, and gonna actually get the block 2H to send him right back down. Our Vest not gonna find this mark, and we're gonna get a expenditure on the BP, but not gonna do anything with it.
Yeah, got pushed away a little bit, but nothing else much afterwards on there. The 2U coming out to play there. A low poker save, just those 2 parts of it does get the hit in there, and we get the full confirm that we all know well if you fight Zeta online.
Oh, a nice block on the JU. SenpaiSpyder has been very good at responding to that very precarious situation that Zeta likes to put their opponents in. And now enabling them to get started. But the U-beam, as we mentioned at the beginning of the set, gonna find its mark, and we are going to see a big cash out of damage now.
Yeah, actually looked like the drop happened there. It didn't have enough meter to really kind of continue anything with U skills in there, but SenpaiSpyder taking up the opportunity there, get victory.
Yeah, unfortunate they're not able to close out the round with a beefy damage starter right there with the U-beam, but Real Ice showing that he does have the ability to respond to that zoning game. Even if it takes about 50 seconds for the round to keep going, he's still going to throw it out, undeterred.
All right, yeah, waiting for the butterflies to just go overhead, like stopping any approach in there. Does get the hit in there right into into the drill. Following up here, and we're just trying to find that hit there. Pause it on there, using the U-skill jump out of there, and we're playing a little bit of leapfrog in there. SenpaiSpyder gets the hit.
Yeah, not able to find the anti-air to keep SenpaiSpyder in the corner, but now going to find the 2L to push them back into the corner. And that's another thing that's great about this matchup for Zeta, is that every interaction that she has can lead to both meaningful damage and meaningful corner carry. But as I say that, Real Ice is the one that finds himself in the corner with the butterfly right in the face.
Yeah, not wasting any of the butterflies there. Just going to keep you in there. The Raging Strike to continue that damage, and has a little bit of skill. Goes ahead and uses it, but not enough to kill there. Actually, use the air arrows on there just to get away from that, and was able to get on the other side. Fortunately, they able to block. Yeah,
Real Ice trying to use the ultimate R-Vest to get on out of there, but now they find themselves in chip range, so any arrow will do. Tried to use the parry because he didn't want to get chipped out, but is going to get caught in the follow-up of the parry by the 3 arrows set on the ground by SenpaiSpyder, and that's going to be how he takes the first game.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting with that parry option too, because even the parry option is a mobility option for Zeta. Like being able to kind of go in through, do the jump on afterwards on that. Trying to find those right options. Here again, we're going back into the corner. Just gets the throw. Takes a little bit of extra damage there.
Yep, that Zeta forward throw, precarious situation. But again, SenpaiSpyder responding beautifully, able to get out of harm's way and then get going, setting up the arrows.
kind of keep it back. Arrows in the sky. Does get the hit on there with the low.
Yep, tried to cross on over through the arrow instead of trying to hold it as usual, but SenpaiSpyder finding that 2M to deter that approach.
All right, yeah, trying to evade through the arrows a little bit to get that approach, but we're going back. And the timing on that the skill jump, the U jump there, like getting able to get over the Zeta fireball.
Oh my gosh, yeah, SenpaiSpyder just covering every bit of option that Real Ice was trying to prevent for the movement. But as I say that, the sweep is going to find his mark, double hitting, some serious damage and putting them in the corner. JU possibly coming out, missing the fuzzy overhead, but still able to get the back throw, run up to get the forward throw, and not needing to do anything after that. That's going to be enough to deplete the life bar. Real Ice getting on the board here early.
Yeah, no, that was some really good movement there, all like just on Real Ice's part.
Yeah, that fuzzy overhead missed. You're thinking everything's just going west?
Oh no, we might be having an issue happening on stream. Looks like we might be having some controller issues from SenpaiSpyder.
Yeah, I think the two of them are trying to figure out what's going on here. But again, that'd be so unfortunate. It was just a great start on the part of Real Ice, and we were getting into such a good response, and the set was developing at such a nice pace. But unfortunately, controller issues are seeming to threaten it, so we're going to figure out what we're going to do about it.
Okay, yeah, looks like I think they got it figured out. Like I notice that it's like using either a wireless like dongle that's going on in there, so that might be part of it. And like looks like Real Ice is going to take that round.
That is so unfortunate.
That is.
SenpaiSpyder, already on the board, and the disconnect is going to cost him the game here, and now it's going to even it up at 1 apiece. You hate to see it, but I think Real Ice just opting to take it. And look, if you get that opportunity, you take it. So no, I don't fault him at all for that.
Yeah, no, I mean at this point, like you take all the opportunities you were given. So I completely understand on that point. One thing I'd like to point out early on with Real Ice too was we saw it less and less as like the scramble was becoming more real, and there early on was able to like doing a lot of just blocking in there, just get like a little bit of additional meter, and then using that meter almost immediately for a lot of the U skills to approach on there, and that's a lot of good recognition from Real Ice on there in the process.
Yeah, we saw, and also just using the toolkit that Zeta has to convert into meaningful corner carry whenever they found any hit possible, and just sort of imposing their will from there on in. So we're going to see SenpaiSpyder get their game plan started first with the arrow after the trade.
Yeah, walks on by the butterfly park here. Going in, we're kind of keeping it, getting a couple little love taps in there, like dwindling down the health of Real Ice in there. Yeah, gets in there with that run, the dash L in there with that big L, like big fist there.
Yep, whiff punishing that 2M, and again the Matera 2H stopping an otherwise deep jump in. Oh my gosh, crossing over with the U parry, but SenpaiSpyder not even opting to punish it, just kind of looking at the situation, just like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, it's like what do you want me to look at?
Yeah, and all the while, what's going to happen now is you're going to look at Zeta shoving that R-Vest into places that you don't like, and you are definitely not going to like going down a round against Real Ice, who now has the momentum in his favor.
Yes, indeed. Here, kind of going in, like already backing away from Real Ice and Zeta here, just trying to like kind of maintain a little bit of momentum with the butterflies in process here, pushing away with 5L in the process here, back into neutral, kind of keeping that there, like kind of keeping the evasion on there in the problem. There's those just blocks in there, just going to go ahead and get the meter as you can.
Yep, but Real Ice trying to maintain active defense as they can, pulling out the parry, trying to cross over, not necessarily letting SenpaiSpyder have their total way with the arrows. JU going to be something, might have missed the fuzzy overhead again, but still going to be able to come back and punish the expenditure of the BP, but might be dropping the combo.
Yeah, already, keep the block, the great fall comes out, the immediate reversal to SenpaiSpyder. You're reverting back in there, but we're already back in the corner, and Zeta, Real Ice, is going to have an opportunity to make some significant amount of damage.
Yeah, Tashell stuffing the Zephyr attempt on SenpaiSpyder, and now this is going to be a lot of damage. Look at the red of that health bar, and it's going to go down even more because you have no BP to respond to that Raging Strike. Real Ice seizing the opportunity to go up 2-1. Great offense on his part to just overwhelm the Matera. And a character switch on the part of SenpaiSpyder. We might be seeing some near action after all.
We might be. And this is, relatively new character here, different skill gauge, different way of playing. Definitely comes from another world in this scenario.
Absolutely. And it's going to be interesting, too, because for those of you who don't know, 2B is one of the few characters in the game that has a very different toolkit from the rest of the cast. No dash normals, and no proximity normals, but at the same time has the ability to auto combo on whiff and has an array, a plethora of specials with that unique skill meter. So we'll see if SenpaiSpyder is able to leverage those unique traits of 2B to sort of take the game, or if Real Ice is just going to get on in there with the counter hit on the dash shell and just go the distance.
So far, it does not seem to be the case. Real Ice kind of already back in the corner here. Yeah, does the run over there and does get the fall. Goes ahead and uses the Raging Strike on there in the process there. Going to get a little bit of damage on there, unfortunately, but yeah, we're going in with a dash L.
Yeah, we're already going to get some real big damage here mid-screen. Such a luxury that Zeta is afforded in this game. SenpaiSpyder, they're not going to respect the corner pressure, mashing out with a 6-frame button, no less, and just saying, you know what, I don't believe any of this is real. You're going to have to prove it to me.
Yeah, you're going to, hold down the court there. You're going to keep on down there. We're in Super Skybound Art territory for Real Ice. But we are not going to use it. We're just going to use a bunch of ultimate skills in the process because we don't even need that. Follows up with the Raging Strike in there, and victory is Real Ice on set point.
Ultimate Laser catching the heavy auto combo, whiffing. Unfortunately, that first hit has a lot of recovery before you can do anything after it. And so Real Ice is just going to sit back, use that beam to punish it in a safe manner, and able to convert it into some huge damage.
Gets in with the throw there, uses the Brave counter in there, spins a little bit of R for that in the process here. And get in the dive with the spear in the process. Going to get a full combo here. Not quite a Super Skybound Art there, but this time, I don't even think you're going to see it. I think we're just going to say bye-bye because Real Ice is moving on to Grand Finals.
The Desperation DP at the end there. Things were getting dire. Zeta corner pressure was on the menu for dinner and did not want to see that on his plate, but unfortunately, like Mama tells you, you got to finish the food that's in front of you, and you're going to get a mouthful of our vests, and that's going to be what sends you into losers. But SenpaiSpyder, character switch aside, probably still going to stick with the Matera as we were going to see them later in losers finals.
Yeah, I see the reason why, especially when you have a 3 out of 5 set and you've been playing playing your main character for so long, if something isn't working in this set and something seems dire, you gotta let me experiment here. Let me see what's going on. There is a chance I think the Matera it was not the answer clearly in there all the way through, but at the same time, I can understand let me get some information on there because there's no doubt in my mind that we'll see that maybe the potential run back to happen.
Yep. Just seeing, get that game of 2B in there, just being okay, is this something that I can leverage in the future? And even if it doesn't work out, was there something that I can maybe workshop? Unfortunately, not able to really find anything super meaningful with that game, but maybe there's a little bit of data that he can build off of as we go deeper into the set, or deeper into the bracket rather. But right now, we are going to get ChrisG and Nekotech going up against each other in losers quarterfinals. All
right, yeah. So we're going to be probably seeing more of the Luane come out. I know that ChrisG plays so many games out there. Has been playing with the Luane quite a bit on stream for sure. So no surprises here at all.
Yeah, again, we're going to see the run back of the Luane-Matera match, but Nekotech does play Matera a bit differently than SenpaiSpyder does. So we'll see if the character matchup, if he learned anything from that first game to answer in kind, or if Nekotech has a different bag that he can reach on into.
All right, already we're stuck in the corner there. Then parry, but too far away. Tries to go for the throw in there, but no can do.
Not enough frames to be able to throw punish there, and ChrisG going to use that corner positioning, but actually going to use Mecha to take you to the other corner. You thought I messed up? No, you were still in the corner, and you're still getting hit by this goofiness.
Doesn't matter which corner as long as it's mine here. The combo limit has been hit on their process, but we are continuing. We are raging that chain into victory there. Not a perfect, but a near perfect there.
Yeah, the boys coming through in the clutch. If nobody else got your back, your boys got your back, and that's going to be what ChrisG uses. Going to throw the whole family on in there to take that first round.
All you need is the boys and a Catalina bot with the drill on it. That's all you need to have a home.
Yep. Just that really crazy corner conversion. But now Nekotech not having any of the goofiness, just going to try to get that zoning set up. But ChrisG going to spend the GC. Oh, but now we're going right back on to neutral.
All right, getting down there, set up there, and here comes the pyramid attack. We're going to have a party. We're going to use that armor in there, and this, like, yeah, evades the first one, gets hit with the rest of it, and we're back in the corner there. Using the U skill to get out of, like, try to push away, but no can do.
Yeah, you think you know what you're doing against that human pyramid attack, and then you get hit by that first button, and then it just all goes downhill from there.
Feels bad. It feels bad.
Yeah, but Nekotech still having the life lead, and it's still going to be pretty content to just put out the butterfly and try to get things going, but ChrisG wants to end this thing as quick as possible.
Yeah, doesn't want to like delay it any further here. Yeah, go ahead and like does block on the brave counter, and there has a brave counter. Although neither player has brave counters on the table here. And I was going to say like that, like damage is significant on any hit there, but there was just that one touch is all you needed.
All you needed too. And having access to that invincible reversal, knowing that the defensive situation was going to get dire without having any guard cancel ability, and just opting to use the 50% meter to go into that use skill and get on out of there with a little bit more room to breathe and a chance to win this game. But ChrisG not letting that happen once again.
All right, yeah, catching with the 5-0, like got a like a nice little 3 combo from that. Following on, yeah, using the brave counter to get out of the situation and back into neutral territory.
Yeah, spacing it so it wasn't completely unsafe, but then still opting to use the guard cancel. But you're gonna get corner carried with the lariat, or the heavy lariat, I should say. And now Mecha Cat gonna come out and the human pyramid attack. The boys are back in town.
All right, like a little bit of Thin Lizzy does the body good as his pyramid attack is finished there, and ChrisG going to get the first one on the board.
A little bit of shimmy on the human pyramid attack, just sort of throwing Nekotech for a loop. Again, this character is mad goofy, so if you can have your opponent going cross-eyed when you got the human pyramid attack going out, or if you got Iggy coming out, that can be a great way for you to take a round.
Yeah, once again, more importantly, on the loser quarterfinals, this is a potential set point for ChrisG here. We are back in 2 out of 3 territory.
Yeah, just really trying to be oppressive as possible, but using the Great Fall to try to get on out of there. Guard canceling because ChrisG smells blood in the water, knowing that Nekotech can be on the ropes with just this overwhelming onslaught of offense. And now Nekotech is going to see double, no triple. The boys are out.
Just kind of wavering, just waiting for it. Does get the hit there. The Roman candles coming out to play here. Follow up, sending out the boys. You get hit by both of them. That means free combo for me. Continuing with the raging chain. It does do the combo limit, so you get a little bit of Oki afterwards on that, but does get out of the corner. Professor Nekotech in style.
The Mecha Cat also not being able to find its mark, but that dash L is going to. But guard cancel on out of there to prevent the or the safe frames from the heavy lariat. But the the ultimate lariat, rather, I should say, is going to find its mark instead. So any way you color it, that is still a skill to be reckoned with.
Indeed, indeed. Here we go though. Like we are on that set point for ChrisG. We got a couple of hits in there, finishing up there. Go use the Oki on there in the process, do that, but the counter does make hit true there.
Yeah, it's just been so hard for Nekotech to get anything going. And I guess what I didn't consider about the matchup at the first part was just throwing out the boys and the Mecha Cat to sort of force Nekotech to not be able to take up as much space with the arrows as he might otherwise want. Because now he has them locked down. The Cat is going to force a frame trap situation. Now going to spend the BP, but going to get that right back if they opt for the human pyramid, but does not.
Yeah, it's a great option at that point because you're not able to throw out any skills and you're just having to block, and that's where Lowain wants you.
Oh my gosh, and not able to guess right on the overhead. Nekotech, unfortunately, gonna be the subject, or the victim, I should say, of the boys. Just with their normal shenanigans, ChrisG gonna use the mayhem of the family to go up 2-0 and win the set in losers quarters.
Always good to have the family on your side in the process of that, and if you can like achieve victory as a family, that just makes you all the stronger at that point. So
honestly, I shouldn't be so hard on Lowain as I am, because he's a great example of what happens when you have a valuable support network around you.
Yes.
You can win games against evil zoners like Matera.
Exactly. Definitely. Like throw a screen cap on there. Use like the underhand caption of teamwork at the bottom of it. Put it on your wall at your business.
Like one
office.
of those motivational cat posters, just like hang in there.
Yeah, and it's just like it's the cat's Lowain in this case.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nekotech is going to be the subject of that. The cat poster shenanigans, and going to see himself get out of the bracket. Again, great showing from such a great Matera player. So hopefully we get to see more of him in future tournaments. I know we are going to, because he's a character or a player of high pedigree in this game. But right now what we're going to see is ChrisG and ggclol. LOL. So we're potentially looking for some zoner on zoner Matera versus Fairy action here.
Okay, yeah. So that is Yeah. So yeah, ChrisG versus GGC LOL. So like Lowain with like the Lowain versus
Pardon me, I should
All
say. I
right.
still
Yeah,
have
you're
Matera
good,
on the
you're
brain.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
no,
fault.
we've had a lot of Materas in this bracket, so it's perfectly understandable on that. But we trade Zoner for kind of Zoner, mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly Zoner.
Yeah. You know, trying to play the runaway. Now, what's interesting here is that Fairy has sort of a very similar sort of game plan as Lowain, but is also, I think, much more of a threat anywhere on screen because of being able to set up GG and get that anywhere 50-50 going. But I think on the other side, Lowain is able to run away from GGC a little bit better than he can Matera.
I think a lot of the same things that work in the favor of Lowain in that Matera matchup, kind of keeping guessing, kind of spacing those apart where you're kind of continuously blocking, especially from sending the boys in or the mecha cat in there, involved in there in the process. But this time, GGC LOL using the drill to like kind of space that out, but you still have to deal with this pyramid attack. You're going to get hit, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, man. Again, once you see that meter coming on out of there, it be just disastrous as you guessed wrong on the low, you guessed wrong on the overhead, and then you just see your life bar just go away. It was here a second ago, and then a couple of men showed up and took it from me.
It's like it got repossessed, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So you're not getting it back either. No payment going to help you with that.
Yeah.
I tried to dive kick through the Mecha Cat bullets, and now, oh my gosh, the shenanigans from Lowain just sitting across the screen, restoring the health. Man, yeah, this is going to be an interesting hill for GGC LOL to climb, trying to figure out what to do against this character.
All right, GG coming out to play, but then like the big boot of Lowain, stopping that, never coming out of the sky, returning back into it, the follow-up after the whip on there, and you're going to get the full combo afterwards here. Finish out, and you're in the corner. Here comes the pyramid.
Yep, just when nothing else works, the boys are here.
Yeah. Indeed. Mecha Cat coming out of the way, using like the Indiana Jones tech on there to like kind of like peep up in the sky here. Get the nice little pushback actually on there, like preventing from ChrisG from doing anything.
Oh my gosh, yeah. GG was actually on the floor as they swung out of the corner there, so GGC LOL able to reestablish positioning. But on the other end, that U skill is not going to find its way to ChrisG, so he's sitting back there and getting himself a nice little snack.
All right, yeah, kind of backing up here, trying to use that U skill in there, sending out the boys. Trying to make this happen, like kind of keep it away, get a little bit of more food back on the table.
Yeah, just like that, ChrisG momentarily had the life lead after surrendering so much health to the Fairy, and now he's looking very strong here. Corner carry on the heavy lariat.
All right, catching on, he chooses to go and play away with the Oki, but you got to worry about it. Immediately the super armor of the pyramid attack comes up to play. You get hit by the second one, and we're in the corner to finish the job.
Yeah, catching them low, and that's going to be how ChrisG is going to take that first game. The Lowain mayhem is just running wild right now. ChrisG fully maximizing the mayhem and just going the distance here. Let's see if GGC LOL is able to respond in kind and just get some sort of game plan going.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with like being not getting a lot of interesting setups in there, but like the ones that have mattered to kind of close out rounds have just not been. The clash on the 2U in the process there.
Yep, the quick button after that clash is able to convert into the heavy awesome sauce, but now we're right back on to neutral. GGC LOL sitting on the life lead, but we see with Lowain, once he starts setting up, that life lead isn't there forever. Yeah,
I actually got a significant amount of life from that to get that lead in the process here. And that's like you said it earlier yourself, Zoma, where like Fairy has to have a lot of interactions to make that head count, and Lowain can just make it go away in an instant.
Right, because you get poked once, and like that can just be, that's not a lot of damage, but HPA is going to do a ton of damage here and reduce GGC LOL's bravery points to 0. Not even going to have the chance to have an opportunity to spend it all because he's just going to get the heavy awesome sauce to close out the first round here in game 2. So tournament point here for, tournament life is on the line here for GGC LOL.
Yeah, going to get potentially into the spectators bracket here, one of the two, but ChrisG is trying to make that continue to happen, make sure GGC LOL, so far so good. The Raging Chain gets a little bit of the setup in there, the DP says no.
GGC LOL trying to slowly get on out of there, put the pokes out, bring them in closer this time with the heavy version of the skill. Oh, but gonna get the Raging Strike, Raging Chain into the heavy awesome sauce. You're right back into the corner on the other side.
Okay, GG coming back out to play, but the Mega Cat, I got a little guy too. I got a little guy to help me out here. Actually gets in there. Oh, throws away. Yeah, the guard crush all the way across the screen. Here comes one more pyramid.
Yep, one final test. Can we do it?
Succeed.
Dodging it.
Success.
Dodging it.
It's like block. You know what? We'll count that. That's good. It's 95%.
Yep, not able to punish the ending hit, though. We'll still be in guard crush, so, again, returning the neutral there. But it's getting scary, but the ultimate whip is going to find its mark. Going to try to throw Beppo out across the screen, get the dash up overhead, but not going to find its mark. But what is going to find the mark is on the other side and going to block in the face of the ultimate Beppo summon.
And you can see ChrisG laughing about that. They're both laughing at this point, but like showing the ridiculousness that is Lo Wayne at times here.
Yeah, because you're just like, what? Like, you get the human pyramid attack. He's just sort of shimmying in your face. It's like, you know, what else? Like, what else should I expect? Like, I know I'm seeing Lo Wayne. I know I'm sitting across from Lo Wayne. I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, so I can't be too mad at that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you look at it. It's like, imagine just being right at like if you're just directly in front of, like, I'm in front of you, and like you suddenly like you get your best friends and you make a human pyramid. I'm terrified. First of all, I am terrified.
First of all, I have a lot of questions. Like, how did you have the ability to assemble in such a fashion? Where did the other two come from? Did you choreograph this ahead of time? And why was this the instance that you decided to do it?
Exactly. There are a lot of questions that probably won't ever get answered in that process, too.
No, because my life bar is gone, and I'm just not conscious enough to ask, have any interrogative statements at that point. So
yeah,
it is what it is. And unfortunately, that's going to be the situation for GGC LOL in the ferry. Going to see himself, like you say, in the spectators bracket. Had a heck of a run, but stopped short by the shenanigans that is Lo Wayne. Yeah. So we'll see if SenpaiSpyder here is going to be able to. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, yeah, maybe this might be a button check.
Actually, I'm not. Well, it might be a button check, but if I recall right, SenpaiSpyder does have an Uno in there, an Henri. So
really? Oh my God.
If I'm please chat, I may be wrong. Please correct me if that is the case here. I think this is a button check in the meantime, so we'll find out together.
Yeah, because on the other side, ChrisG having the Cheetah, I do believe that ChrisG would have access to a Cheetah. One of the more intuitive characters in the game, but I believe this might be a button check. Or I think we might just be going. Wow.
We are going into it. So Gina is a character that I still think is very good in Rising. You haven't seen a whole lot of play because I think a lot of people are experimenting with the other characters, but the amount of corner carry you can get from this character alone is insane.
Oh, absolutely. Gita, no stranger to same situation in the beginning. That heavy Rekka can just send you flying from across the screen and then put you in that shimmy range that is just so threatening. But on the other side, Henri having access to an array of counters and parries and zoning options, and also just general unfamiliarity because probably the least popular character in the game.
Yeah, was definitely the fewest amount of masters for a reason, like early on in there. Just like the people who are playing it really like this character and find good things, and you got to deal with it. But you got on the other hand of it, and ChrisG gets in there with the dash in there, going to get a full combo, using the Raging Chain to extend that further, and yeah, go into Skybound Art. Why not?
Yep, Cheetah just doing Cheetah things as we've all been accustomed to. You've seen Gamera do it. You've seen any Cheetah online do it. Once they get that Xerker on you, the world is their oyster. But as I say that, the world is in the palm of SenpaiSpyder's hands as he pops the Super Skybound Art.
That was enough.
Gonna be enough.
Wow. Wow, the mustache of magnificence came into play there, and SenpaiSpyder getting one on the board.
Yeah, the dapper damage is going to come on through there and enable SenpaiSpyder to get the first game, get the momentum going in this set. ChrisG's got to wonder. He had everything going. The Xerker finding his mark, depleting the BP with the Skybound Art, but SenpaiSpyder just having that well-placed reversal to reverse fortunes.
All right, if dash doesn't work one way, let's do it the other way. It does get the connection on there. Not in Skybound territory yet, but very close to that. And trying to avoid the third one being the ultimate, was able to super jump over that.
Yeah, these beams are just finding their mark all over the place, just absolutely chipping away at ChrisG's health. ChrisG not having an answer in neutral, going to cross on over into it, get met with a face full of plasma, and that's going to be how SenpaiSpyder with the counter pick, or I guess the counter pick, go up 1-0.
Yeah, I like that. Didn't do a whole lot of different stuff with Uno, mostly using the far range of that beam in there in the process, just kind of keeping down in there. ChrisG was getting a lot of hits where they counted. Was early on was showing a lot of dominance in there with that corner carry, being able to kind of keep it up in there, the Rekka damage you could get from Gita alone on there. But it looks like we are going back to the Lo Wayne, switching back to that, the tried and true. for ChrisG.
Go with what you know. And if it doesn't work, just go with what you know. You got a few games to figure it out. This is a best of 5 if I'm correct. So you had time to just throw out the Jita. But what you're going to throw out is this awesome sauce to get the party started. The boys in the back, but we're going to parry on out of there. I'm starting to see a little bit of what SenpaiSpyder might have had in mind with this counter pick.
All right. Going in, got caught on it. No, nothing else afterwards on there. Like finally gets in with the low in there, and a nice counter for ChrisG to kind of get things going.
Oh, gonna get the ultimate parry on out of there though, but now human pyramid attack is gonna be an equal response in meter. Tried to parry it, but gets punished on the follow-up by future hits of the human pyramid attack, and Lowain is gonna stampede his way onto the first round victory. Yeah,
an absolutely terrifying situation to be up in the air, and the pyramid attack is in play at that point. So I understand like trying to parry that and get out of the way, but unfortunately was not to be.
Oh, a little bit of parry on the other side too. That's something that you got to respect too. But SenpaiSpyder able to just still convert that interaction into a little bit of damage here, but nothing crazy.
Catches in with the low. But like again, keeping back, like not letting Lowain play the game that they want to play. Even like, and I like that, like using the beam in there, like even stomps out a lot of the Mecha Catalina. So.
Yep, doesn't enable him to get the food even if he goes down some life. Certainly puts the onus in ChrisG's hand to set the pace in his own way. And what's going to do that for him is the human pyramid attack that has just come through so many times in his tournament run.
Catches on it, yeah, going to get the follow-up in there, get that wall splat afterwards. More damage is for more fun here. When you spin out the boys, but it doesn't matter. The Skybound arc comes out to play. It does connect.
Yep, catching him right on out of the air. The tricky hitbox of that super. Maybe just unfamiliar with how it develops, how it plays out, the frame data of it all. So SenpaiSpyder just catching him none the wiser and just going to run right into it in the air.
Yeah, try to tie down with the spear and actually hit the Mecha Cat out of the way there. Like, I was able to like get an opportunity to recover in time for ChrisG here. In that dangerous territory there, the touch to make it even. Very important round for SenpaiSpyder.
BP was out of the question for both characters there, so SenpaiSpyder just knew to take the initiative there while he still had the health lead and just impose his will rather than just sitting back and letting Lowain get his shenanigans started. Ooh, awesome sauce. Oh, the parry, but still gonna get thrown out of it though. Just a really crazy deep level of interaction on both parts. Parry finding its mark again. We are just exchanging some parries. You got one, I got one. Let's talk about it.
All right, yeah, like we're trading the parries over there, using a lot of that run, like the running overhead from ChrisG in there to get a little bit like to get the side switch and the run in there. Now we're having to play the pyramid game. Yeah, we're just kind of staying out of the way, and SenpaiSpyder just happy to do nothing until they get hit.
Yeah, unfortunately couldn't block it all out, and the heavy awesome sauce is going to find his mark as well, so now you got to block one more mix unless you want to spend the guard cancel, but you're not going to do that. You're going to get frame trapped instead. ChrisG going to even up the set count one apiece.
All right, yeah, that is like kind of like the Lowain switch being the good choice there, but we're already getting back, and they're like we're going back to original characters.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an experimentation on the part of both players, but now after we got the first couple games out of the way, they're just like, all right, you know what, we're just going to stick to our guns. We're going to do what we know. We're going to play our game. We are going to come in and throw down with our characters. So the Matera is going to make its grand reappearance against the Lowain. So we'll see if we're going to get something similar to what we saw on the winner side, or we're going to see something different. That's
true. And now it's now technically a 1-2. The last time that happened, SenpaiSpyder won over ChrisG. So maybe potentially thinking like I can handle it from here.
For sure. But going to get caught out of the empty jump Xerker, mashing on it. But we're going to get a throw tech here. Xerker going to get its way out of the corner and catch ChrisG trying to cross over on the other side.
A little bit of OP with the butterflies in there. Yeah, a little like too far. Like we expected the throw this time from the parry attempt.
What I love from SenpaiSpyder is when he sees the parry procs, he's able to just be able to cross or evade on out of there, prevent things from getting worse. Let's see if we get these blocks on the human pyramid attack. We haven't so far, and it looks like we're not going to get it in this instance either. Going to get caught crossing on over, going to get counter hit.
Yeah, Mecha Cat out of the way here. You have like a block in there, but unfortunately you're stuck in the corner against Lowain and has all the damage. A little touch is all you need to make you go down.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't think about it, too, because in the moment, you look at your damage when you just get hit by that final hit of Human Pyramid Attack. You're just saying, okay, I got out of there pretty easily. But what happened there was you still get that BP taken away. So in that instance, that's what enabled that debuff to be so much.
Yeah.
ChrisG got so much damage out of that combo that would have otherwise not even, not even scratched the surface of the health bar.
Yep, okay, got to give him the throw on there. Sending out the boys.
Trying to dash L on in there, but we're going to GC and return back to neutral. Butterflies are out.
Yeah, unfortunately, used both of them in the process there. Try to approach in there with the U skill.
Ooh, I like the idea to get the middle fingers to the arrow, but it's not going to find its way. But Human Pyramid Attack has been the great equalizer so far, and it looks like it's going to do the same thing again, catching them low, popping bottles in the VIP, getting that BP down. Oh, Matera trying to mash on out of there, but that is not looking to be the right choice. And ChrisG going to get a corner combo to go up 2-1.
Yeah, ChrisG's been here for a while. It has been all warmed up here. SenpaiSpyder has an uphill climb to go through.
Oh, yeah, man. It is ChrisG just getting a serious hold of momentum in this bracket, just seeing it all, even seeing another Matera in the process. So not necessarily in unfamiliar territory, has had time to sort of sift through and refine his game plan with these matches.
Yeah, definitely has had a lot of practice with the Matera matchup. This top 8 alone, actually. So
for sure. We're getting the 2B coming out once again.
Okay.
Okay. So this has been this seems to have been a popular counter pick for these players. Well, for Senpai especially. He tried that in an earlier set to get set down in the losers, but we'll see if he has anything against the Loane this time.
Yeah, there's a couple of mobility options with 2B. You've got access to the double jump, which no other character really has a double jump quite like 2B. You kind of hang in the air with like the help of the drone in the process too. So maybe there's like some ways to get away from it. Not like this though. Not like this.
Yeah, you're gonna get clipped out of the air by that Mechapod while you're trying to use the mobility options that you were mentioning, and that's gonna lead to some good damage, but some good damage on the part of SenpaiSpyder, who gets the auto combo started. And now we're going to get the laser to sort of take up space. Use the ultimate pod. Hold it down. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, actually it was able to jump on it. It was trying to like receive it back, but got Brave countered in the process of it. Only has one Brave point left on the other side. SenpaiSpyder using one of their own in the process here. We're going to push in there and get in with the U skill to get out of that situation.
Yeah, but awesome sauce on out of there and put it back to a point where they can just pop a Human Pyramid Attack. Gonna get clipped low once again. Just an unfortunate situation that SenpaiSpyder has been on the receiving end of so many times in this set.
Another good thing about 2B, being able to have like long-reaching normals that like you don't have access to the short the short ones on there. You have the whip cancel on there, but doesn't matter when you're still getting hit and you're getting all the way to set point against ChrisG here.
Yep, been caught biting on them frame traps for multiple instances throughout this set. So, you know, Senpai's kind of demonstrating, and also demonstrated earlier in the game, that he's keen to mash on some strings, and ChrisG taking full advantage of that, saying, if you're not going to respect it, I got something for you to hold.
All right, yeah, as soon as you said that, I had the middle finger pair coming out to play. Good timing on that in the process there. Got like sweeped away one of the boys in the process there. Gets, and then with a nice anti-air here, kind of keeping that distance in there, and it does find a hit. Going to knock you down in there.
Yep, this time going for the medium auto combo to get the anti-air. Human Pyramid Attack going to come over here too, but going to get crossed over again. BP now off the table, and you got caught jumping out of there. Everybody knows it. That red flash showed it.
All right, catches on it, block low, block high. Keep it on. He does get hit with the running overhead in the process there.
Oh, I think tried to go for the tricky cross-up or the ambiguous jumping normal, but ChrisG able to block it and send SenpaiSpyder right back on into the corner. 1 BP apiece.
All right, yeah, the side switch in there, trying to do the crossover here. We're in Super Skybound Art territory. No bravery points on the side of SenpaiSpyder, so it's all or nothing at this point here.
Yep, one final guess on the Human Pyramid Attack could spell disaster,
no!
but gonna get crossed, gonna get caught trying to cross over once again. And SenpaiSpyder, all he can do is laugh, just saying, this Human Pyramid Attack has just been the bane of my tournament existence.
The human $25,000 pyramid working its magic here, getting into grand finals on ChrisG's side.
I cannot, but like, again, that human, we were talking about it earlier. You're thinking, you know, these players that have been playing at a high level for so long, you know, they've probably been there, done that. But when it actually just happens, sometimes it's just so hard to play that mini game.
Yeah, exactly. And there's I mean, like, in early vanilla, there was like a lot of, especially early on, we had like the Yggdrasil come out to play that Mario Party, and now we're like realizing with the Human Pyramid, it's like, oh, we got guard crush capabilities, we got that super armor in here, and we can use it as many times as we want because resource is such, like, it's so much easier to have happen in Rising, especially. So and that all works in the favor of Lil Wayne.
Yep, exactly, and that's going to send SenpaiSpyder out at third, so we'll still get a medal, so don't hang that head too low because you got to put a medal around it, and you're going to walk out of here with some hardware, but we'll see who wants to get that first place hardware because now we're into grand finals. Winner side, Real Ice. Loser side, ChrisG. ChrisG having the benefit of having a monstrous losers run, so much momentum carrying him through so many different games, and Real Ice kind of coming in cold, but still was throwing some real strength with the Zeta.
Yeah, Real Ice, on the other hand, has been playing very, very good with Zeta the entire time. Just been able to kind of play the game that they want to play, throwing out, has access to those long range, like the fireballs in the process there, and was able to use like kind of like the spear, like controlling and using that mobility away in a way that like makes a lot of sense in there in the process there. It's with the Chris. I'm wondering about like with the super armor from the pyramid attack. About like how the Zeta matchup's going to be against Lil Wayne.
I think it's going to be a little. I think because Zeta is just such a threat anywhere on screen, unless you can reverse your fortunes with that SBA or with the Yggdrasil SSBA, I think that Zeta is in a good position against pretty much whatever Lil Wayne wants to set up because you throw out Mecha Cat, Beam is out there. Because we saw against Matera, it was a little harder for it to start up. Lil Wayne's full screen options, however, have a little bit more startup, and it takes time to get on over there. So Zeta has a little bit more time to get going on her end. But again, Lil Wayne, all it takes is all it takes is 100 meter.
Yep.
And then the match is just on its head. So who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to find out together, though. Hope you've been having a good time at home watching this max mode all throughout the day here. Like Granblue versus Rising top 8 has been fantastic so far. I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of pools, so I was wondering, like, I saw a couple names, and like the names I expected did come out the top 8, but I was like, it makes me wonder, it's like there's some wild stuff that probably happened in pools. That's what I was talking with Zoma about beforehand.
Yep, so now we're going to see the culmination of all of those earlier matches. Now we're seeing on grand finals. We're on the stage here. Zeta, Lil Wayne, Real Ice, ChrisG, and let's get it started. We're going to get it started there with a counter hit on the 2M, pushing them into the corner. The Zeta corner pressure that we've seen this whole run is now getting started.
All right, yeah, it goes into the parry on there, like the parry on the follow-up there. Trying to go in with that dash L in the process here. Getting pushed away with the Brave count, like with just like getting far away.
Yeah, you see Real Ice also as he's getting comboed here, but you saw Real Ice jump out of harm's way and then able to use the heavy R vest to re-establish position and get right back in the face. So that'll be something to identify as we get deeper into this matchup, deeper into this set.
All right, using that Brave counter one more time here. Going to get using help with the Mecha Cat in the process, and going down like with the Raging Chain. Going to be not enough to kill, but enough time for Oki in there. And having to use a Brave counter around. Real Ice is the only one with a Brave point of remaining.
Yep, and then 100% meter. You know the vibes. Human Pyramid attack is out, but Real Ice is responding very well so far. But right as I say that, going to get caught trying to dash block in the gamer. That just doesn't work, and you're going to get hit by the final hit of the Human Pyramid attack. Man, Real Ice can just grimace and just say, man, if this was a different game.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. It's tempting to do. But it doesn't work like that, unfortunately, here. We're right back in the corner. Lil Wayne, it's been familiar territory with that. Having to use the Brave counter to get out of the way here. Doesn't get anything on that, but follow-up. ChrisG going to get something here.
ChrisG has been able to get multiple corner combos now, meaningful damage on those interactions when otherwise you would just think that he's just trying to lame him out. But ChrisG just being the aggressor, but as I say that, another character that can get a lot out of an interaction as we're seeing right now, Real Ice is piloting him.
All right, yeah, goes ahead. Spenda has no Brave points on their side. They're going to get a free combo and a lot of damage in support of it. Try to go in for the reset afterwards in here, but now you have to deal with this pyramid.
Yeah, it's okay. Again, one more guess. Let's see it. Popping the bottles. Oh, gonna get caught low, delayed it, shimmied it, just catching Real Ice. Oh my gosh, that's just again, we were talking about it. Zeta has all the tools on paper, but that human pyramid attack comes out, and we saw it in both rounds of game 1. ChrisG just using it.
Yes, exactly. It's and it's like with that super armor, like it's like what can you do but block in this situation?
Yeah, the only response that we saw that really worked out was earlier against SenpaiSpyder, where he just had Lowain on low health and just mashed on it until they were dead.
All right, we're going in, getting a little drill here, and here it comes again. Gotta play it. First time through, like, Realize was trying to do a lot of stuff with, like, the just blocking on there. Second time was, like, just happy to try to block on there until get hit on there. But, yeah, uses the back away, just wants to remain back in neutral.
Yeah, not even attempting the dash block this time. Now already the wiser after that unfortunate situation in round 1 of game 1. But what's going to be unfortunate is that heavy awesome sauce allowing Lowain to carry them both out of the corner.
All right, yeah, kind of using the parry, goes ahead and spins it away just to get back into blocking a blocking state afterwards.
Yeah, ChrisG was threatening dash out and neutral that entire time, and Real Ice was trying to snuff it out with the parry. All right, and now the food is getting caught out, but the beam is going to put an end to that meal.
All right, does get the catch. Free combo for you all the way in the corner. Not going to be able to use that meter because it is going bye-bye in the form of ChrisG here, getting another round.
Yeah, that dash L combined with the heavy awesome sauce with the amazing corner carry to enable them to get the wall bounce, and then that corner combo able to close out the round. So Lowain showing out a lot of what makes him strong in this version of the game when we're so used to calling him the low-tier hero.
And there we go, like the boys coming out to play. Does get the connecting flight in the process there, and tries to go in for a throw afterwards here. The third hit on like diving down diagonally from Real Ice there. Does get the hit in there, but we're back in the corner with Lowain.
Yeah, Real Ice trying to be a little bit tricky with the R-Vest moment, but ChrisG is like, do you see what character I'm playing? Tricky is my middle name. HPA gonna come on out of here, gonna pop the bottles to volley them up in the air, and ChrisG now up 2-0, so threatening a reset here mad early into the set.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, this is a very strong reaction here on this, and we may be thinking about at least going back into character select. I'm not sure, like, I can't remember if we talked about this. Has Real Ice been playing other characters? Like, I've known him mostly for the Zeta.
All I've seen on the screen throughout pool so far is the Zeta, but we might be seeing the Yule, which would be a rather interesting pick against Lowain, because I feel like Zeta on paper is just a better matchup against Lowain, but at the same time, UL enables different things for Lowain to think about when he's throwing stuff out. He has the Kansai Bonsai special. He has third dance to think about. So there's just different things. I guess maybe he just saw ChrisG throw dash L a lot in neutral, so maybe putting third dance out to maybe curtail those approaches. I don't know.
Maybe. We're going to find out together, though. We're going to learn as with the process. Does get hit by the dash L immediately on there in the process here. And getting like him thrown back on here. Now, Yule does have a couple ways to approach in there with like the dash high-low mix-up in the process as well here. And going into the stance here, kind of keeping you guessing a little bit and canceling that out from special moves as well.
I also think, too, on the part of Real Ice, he might be expecting to get ChrisG with a couple of knowledge checks with UL, because she can be a very tricky character if you do not know what her toolkit properties are. Yeah. But we're going to get a true MDP on out of there. ChrisG already with the life lead and trying to extend it with some food.
Yep, already. Like, try to approach it with food. It's like, no, this is mine. This is mine and my boys, and we're going to eat it. We're going to enjoy it. It's none for you.
Yeah, my mom made this for me.
Yeah,
trying to Hanaratsu on in there, but not going to get it with the mark. Oh, but tried to third dance off before it procced the second follow-up of the Kansai Bonsai.
All right, yeah, going in. You're going to be a follow-up. Has no great points to work with there. Yeah, follows up with the Foxfire on there. Going to use the U skill in there. Trying to go for a setup afterwards on that, but no can do.
Yeah, tried to go for the crouching only combo. Third dance again, trying to hit him with a knowledge check with the oak or the axe kick. That's +2, but ChrisG just content to block and then tech a throw in the face of it all.
All right, good block on that, trying to like on the overhead on the follow-up, but gets in there, and this is reset point.
Reset point again. In the face of third dance, which we thought was going to be what was going to try to equalize the set for Real Ice. ChrisG, knowing that he was trying to get the plus frames out of the axe kick and then just throwing the middle finger to him and saying, no, I'm going to play my game.
And the DP got blocked in. And you know what that means. It means massive amount of damage. Goodbye to that middle part of your life bar in the process. Setting up the Mecha Cat afterwards here. Trying to get back into neutral. And the tech on the throw here. ChrisG still in control.
Ooh, and running them down, too. That was getting scary, though. It looked like there was a bit of an advancing shimmy on the part of ChrisG. So now Real Ice is having to deal with a lot of good offense on the part of Lo Wayne. It is only going to get better now that he's spending 100 meter to summon the boys.
Yeah, boys coming out. We're partying. We're continuing to party. Finally, the low comes out and just like, I like it. Even like not even trying to move back, just standing there. It's like, what else are you going to try to do?
Yeah, again, got caught with that dash up before, but now we're going to see it pay off here with a nice combo that's going to hurt even more because you have no BP, but recognize the reset and dodges the raging strike. What awareness on the part of ChrisG to hit dodge on that reset. Wow, again, we were talking about maybe trying to get a knowledge check, but oh my gosh.
Test passed, A+, A++, go extra credit, 105 on the paper.
Yep, so good it made me lose my voice for a second there. Oh my gosh.
And ChrisG laughing about it, Realize kind of thinking back, both players are in loser bracket. It's time for the reset. We're in our final match of this top 8.
Yep, and it looks like Real Ice is actually going to keep it moving with the Yule, too. Not going back to the Zeta. I like that.
Yeah. Tries to set, go back and in a setup there, got punished for it.
Yeah, both options that ChrisG has represented in the face of the third dance +2 medium is that he's either blocked or parried. So what beats both of those? Just run up and throw after that first hit.
All right, held it down on there, but you're still stuck in the corner against Lil Wayne here. Going in, let's change out the stance there.
All right, now we're just going to, never mind, as I was saying that, we're going to spend BP, catch him low, go right on into the Skybound Art. Is going to do some real good damage here because you don't have that BP, 50% debuff. Going to shimmy on out of there, catch a whiff and throw. Don't put your hands on me, sir. I did not give you permission.
Yes, exactly. This is my food now. It's my turn to eat on there. One thing I like from from Real Ice here is good recognition that ChrisG is spending a lot of brave points this whole set, especially against Yule. Has been consistently on 1 or 0 in there. Real Ice using the Skybound Art to take away that 1 and get the extra damage in the process.
Yep, it's just a very good way to shorten the round, prevent Lil Wayne from getting any more chance to get anything started. Now MDP, but HPA is going to get popped on right after that. Blocking low again, blocking low a third time, overhead, getting blocked. Real Ice just responding so well to the HPA.
Okay, kind of going in, get the tech on there. We're still stuck in the corner, catches in with the low here. We're in that Skybound Art territory, but I don't know if you're going to survive in this process here. It's one more touch in this process.
Yep, opting to go for the reset, and Real Ice just going to go on out of there, trying to get caught spinning that Raging Strike or guard can't get out of there, but you're going to get frame trapped, and now we're going to go into a Fox Flame combo into the SSBA, and folks, if you have never seen UL's SSBA, this is going to do a grip of damage.
Yeah, not only that, has 0 brave points in there. I can't remember if that started, if that affects immediately or after the combo ends. Either way, that was a lot of damage.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to try to get HPA, but the boys are going to chip you out.
The boys brought chips to the party, and you didn't bring any dip, so that's on you. That's on you. That's why they're beating you up right now.
Can't believe you. No spinach artichoke, no salsa, no queso, no nothing.
Tisk, tisk.
You expect me to eat? How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Yeah, this isn't Doritos. This is good artisanal chips.
Oh, use the Kansai Bonsai to get out of the way of that guard cancel, but not able to do anything with it as he went into third dance rather than doing a follow-up.
All right, kind of catching and Realize trying to take a turn back in there, but the brave counter already on 0 brave points in the start of it, and that's more than half a life bar gone from this alone. Holy moly.
Oh, not holding the third dance at all. Oh, the third dance proc the counter, the Eye of the Sparrow, but again, it has armor, so it doesn't do anything. So now going to run up, seeing that ChrisG has opted not to go for that final hit, and just going to get that basic combo to send them back into the corner. Got no bravery points now, so everything's going to hurt, and that far A low is going to catch you, and that's how I'm going to take this first game in the reset. Real Ice on the board.
I like to see that. ChrisG is spinning those brave points very willingly, just as immediately as possible here, just trying to get away from all the situations here, and that worked very badly in their favor in that final round.
Yep, I think Real Ice was able to resettle himself after all of those HPAs enabled the set to go sideways in the first part of it. But then just said, you know what, if I can just play the game and not necessarily worry about that and playing around HPA, I still have a fighter's chance.
All right. Going in, Raging Chain to continue out the work here. Going ahead and set the Mecha Cat out there afterwards, but I'm going to do a brave counter of my own in the process here. The Human Pyramid comes up to play. Does get a hit on the Super Armor in the process. It's just going to hold this down here, but does get hit. No combo after.
I'm going to opt for the guard cancel so he couldn't get the punish. I think the first hit. Oh, but the boys are going to prevent you from taking up any real estate after the guard cancel. You got to spend another one.
Yeah, low, very low on life at just a single touch, just like that one is going to take it for that round.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have the Sparrow on the third dance, did not proc, so there was no counter to stop ChrisG from going in there with that dash L.
All right, kind of keep it down, like going in with the low in there, following up the overhead afterwards here. DP, get off me.
Oh, tried to go for the heavy follow-up after the third dance, but not going to find his mark. Going to get parried instead. Awesome sauce. Gonna get parried again, breaking the throw.
Yeah,
the
like
defense.
a lot of times, like going into the parry, trying to get the throw attempt afterwards, and here and get back into neutral afterwards. Pretty good option overall.
Oh, 1,000%. Because at worst, you just take the throw and go right back on in there. And real ice gonna go on in there. Oh my gosh, it's gonna get real scary now.
Yep. Already holding it down. We're going down. We're going high. High.
Now we're just backing up, and we're going to get the advancing far M, the world-class normal from UL that has been the bane of many players' existence, and now is going to be the reason why you don't have any life more, but the combo limit!
Unfortunately missed on that in the proper opportunity, giving ChrisG a chance on the follow-up here.
That is so unfortunate because after that medium DP, you would have been able to reset, get the third dance pressure going, but you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. One too many hits before you finish your veggies, and ChrisG is going to take full advantage and even out the set one apiece. Real Ice has got to be shaking his head at that.
Okay, and this is like we're going right back into it. We're keeping the Yule.
Yeah, it's been really working out so far. I do think I was contemplating like what the value of the counter pick with here would have been, but Real Ice has just been showing a lot of really good exemplary play on the part of UL. So it's working out so far, in my opinion.
Indeed, indeed. We're like kind of keeping away from that because like it's like I'm going to go back in neutral, set up the cat like on here, like rethink your approach, get a little bit of that life like back at the very top.
Yep. Now we're going to try to go into the Kansai Bonsai third dance. We're just going to get on in there, going to get parried out of there. Heavy, far heavy going to hit, but not going to convert anything, and that's going to be what enables ChrisG to go overhead with the HPA.
All right, gets in there, finishes off with the final in there. Just get a little bit of the punish in here.
Ooh, these dash L's slowly pushing Real Ice into the corner, but now we're going to get a little bit of run back. And now I'm starting to see maybe a little bit of what Real Ice had in mind with the counter pick. The dash speed of UL much greater than that of Matera's or 2B's, so enabling the close space on Luane when he's trying to back away. But unfortunately, it's not going to matter if you're hitting buttons on frame traps, and that's going to be how ChrisG takes the first round.
Right, indeed. We're going in, we're partying, we're over the body of Yule here in the process.
You're like, you know that one meme where they're posing in front of the tombstone and the guy's just throwing up the peace sign?
Yeah,
I feel like that's what Lil Wayne's been doing after he beats you.
Lil Wayne, quite rude, quite rude.
So you rob me and then you desecrate my grave, how could you?
Yeah, indeed.
All right, Far M not going to be able to confirm into anything, so we're going to get a light awesome sauce on the counter hit. Now the boys are coming out. Gonna catch him on the other side though, whiffing the 2H. How unfortunate. That does not do well against high cross-ups like UL has.
All right, once again, here comes the human pyramid attack. I like using that. Getting pushed out of the corner there, trying to keep you guessing here. Not really using it except for the guard crush afterwards, but does get the punish afterwards here. Real Ice has an opportunity to make this effort worth it.
Yeah, I think that that advancing far M on the part of UL enabled them to get the punish after the guard crush because it's still pretty quick and it covers a good amount of distance after that blowback.
Yeah, and not only that, like you have like a little bit different options in there because you do get the 2 hits on the far end.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
you can hit confirm it too. If you don't get the punish, it's all gravy because you can go into third dance or you can just block.
Exactly.
Real Ice going to be able to go even in the game count here. JU on in there to cross up, but not going to do anything with it because he whiffed the throw on the other end.
Gets it, finishes off the triple attack with the overhead afterwards on there. Tries to go for the tech grab. It is tech from ChrisG.
The awesome sauce is going to start this corner pressure that's going to get them going now. And now going to find a dash out to get on out of there. Going to use the H lariat to get on out of there. Ultimate lariat, but still safe, so it's all good. It's all good.
Kind of keeping it down, and like on the other end, the dash overhead from from Lowain, from ChrisG, has been doing a lot of work in there. Just kind of it's just slow enough to catch a lot of people in the process.
Yep, hitting you on the other side too. And HPA gonna hit you right in your face too. But unfortunately, one of the boys was diving at your feet, and again, Real Ice just shaking his head. He said, "I got punished for using the system mechanics. What else should I do against this character, man?"
Yeah. And we're going, well, what we can do is go back to character select, maybe pick that Zeta again, maybe think it's like, maybe it's time to go back, maybe time to rethink it, like they've adapted to the Yule. What if we go back to Zeta at the final moments?
Yeah, again, that's been the character that's been pulling them all this way, so maybe just going back, once you're on your tournament life, your tournament point, just trying to close it out with who you know best. And again, like I said, Zeta on paper, an extremely strong character, but it's just been the gimmicks of Lowain that have gotten the better of Real Ice. So it's just going to be if fortune favors him in this game 4, or is ChrisG going to be able to use all that to propel him to a win here in the reset?
That's going to be the question on everyone's mind as we go into this potentially championship point.
All right, let's get on into it here. Tournament point here for ChrisG, and smelling blood in the water, already coming up with the tick throw after the Mecha Cat summon.
All right, going in for the low tech grab afterwards. No can do. Here, sending out the boys, jumping over here.
All right, parry to get on out of there. Stop the dash L pressure in his tracks, and also getting some great corner carry as now ChrisG is finding himself in the corner, but mashing out instead. Going to spend a BP to expend the combo as well, send them further away out of the corner.
All right, you got to get the follow. Get the combo afterwards on that.
Yep, Awesome Sauce sending them right back into the corner, but going to spend a bravery point to get him right back in neutral. ChrisG trying to run away, though, but going to get caught by the empty parry follow-up.
All right, keeping away, gets a little bit of food on their plate in the process here. Another brave counter. No brave points on ChrisG's side here.
Yep, Real Ice getting thin on the BP meter as well. Only got one left, but we might not need it because, again, the UR Vest is going to find its way, and Zeta does a drip of damage, but
here we go. It is time for Mom to come out.
Iggy, 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 Iggy!
The crowd going a little bit wild as the minigame commences here. First time we've seen this all stream. In the process, throwing out the beam, and no can do. Does get away. Immediate use of the fireball in the process in there, and drills in forward in there. Stabs in the heart of Lowain.
Man, it was getting so close there, but Real Ice able to respond to that Mario Party minigame. Maybe one that he labbed out a little bit in the minigame room other than the HPA. And that's going to be what enables him to take that first round here in game 2. This time jumping out of the dashing overhead.
Yeah, recognizing that move like I was coming in there, just like deciding to stay out of the way altogether. Does use the follow up on the counter after getting hit on that.
Yeah, but eats a 6-6L right to the chin, getting counter hit by trying to get out of the corner too early.
Yeah, catches on it. Oh, the ultimate parry, getting the hit on there, but now you're back into human pyramid tackle land.
Yep, you got meter, I got some too. Let's exchange once again. 100 meter to 50 meter. What's the thing? Well, that active parry though is going to enable that Mecha Cat summon to just go bye-bye.
Comes out the play, you still have to block it, but you're in the air, and the air at the ground, normals being air unblockable at that point. Big damage for the set, for the tournament point for ChrisG to come up.
ChrisG 1 round away from taking it all. Real Ice knowing it. Let's see what he does to respond. Can he extend the set, or is ChrisG going to throw out those middle fingers to it and say, this is my time, baby?
All right, does catch on the other side there. You're out of the corner, but you're not out of danger here. The Raging Chain to continue out there, and the ultimate skill coming out the way. You're still hit by the cat missiles.
Yeah, you are you laser not going to find its mark. The dash L from Lowain is, though, but not going to be able to do anything off of it. Still in skill cooldown. Nice air-to-air, though.
Get out of the way, one break point on ChrisG's side here, but does get the combo. This could be very well it at the end here. One more touch is all you need. There it is, and boom!
ChrisG with the Lowain coming through against Real Ice and Zeta, and he's going to take grand finals for the inaugural Granblue versus Rising Top 8 bracket 3-1 with the boys.
Yeah, Real Ice put up a hell of a fight between both the Zeta and the Yule on stage, but unfortunately, the Lowain coming back out and being able to keep control of the screen like ChrisG has been doing the entire time worked to great effect.
Yeah, it just seems like throughout the entire tournament run, ChrisG was able to use all of Lowain's arsenal to set the pace at his discretion, whether he wanted to speed up the match and go full tilt with the offense like you saw in the corner with the frame traps, or if he wanted to back away, get some food in the stomach, and get that life lead back. or if he just wanted to spend that HPA, send Iggy on out of there. It was just a plethora of options that enabled ChrisG to play his game.
Yeah, and especially like even like Realize brought out the Yule thinking it's like, oh, this is like a different pick from the Zeta. Like I have different options here. Maybe I can like kind of throw in for a confusion loop in there. And then, like immediately that first round was like the answer was no. It's like I got this, and was able to get a match in there in the process in there. But it was like it seemed like each time the answer was I got this from ChrisG.
Yeah, unreal display by ChrisG in the face of really 3 different characters in the grand finals environment, just maintaining calm or maintaining cool collection with the low lane and just sticking to his guns, and that's just what you expect from a fighting game veteran such as himself.
Exactly, exactly. But that has been Granblue Fantasy versus Rising Top 8 here at Max Mode here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's been a fantastic time here, just kind of going through the entire process and seeing all the great games that are in action here. This is not the end by any stretch of the imagination, though.
Yeah, don't go nowhere. We've got some more bracket action coming your way, so keep it locked. We got Uni 2 on the way, so if you are an Under Night enjoyer, I myself am one, I'm definitely going to be staying tuned, so check it out. Stay locked. Get yourself a bucket of popcorn, get a nice big bottle of smart water, and hang in that seat because we got some more on the way.
All right, don't go anywhere. I've been Risky Sweep.
I've been Zoma, and thank you so much for watching. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Have a good one.